I'm Kimberly Kistner.
And I'm Damian Mabry Whitted. And welcome to
Our CAU Experience.
Our CAU Experience is a show that highlights Clark Atlanta University alums who have done great things in the community, entrepreneurship, business, and entertainment.
Listen, folks, this is our last episode of our homecoming edition of our CAU Experience, but we got something special for you. We caught up with someone that means so much to all of us.
I mean, all of us,
All, A-L-L. Stay tuned. Does the name Mrs. Gaylynn Josho mean anything to you?
It means everything to me.
Me too.
I mean, you can't mention homecoming without singing Gaylynn Gatewood Josho.
Now why is that?
Because that's the heart and soul of homecoming when it has to deal with the alumni.
And we have the opportunity to sit down one-on-one with Miss Gaylynn Josho herself.
Okay, so not only are we here with the true Clark Atlanta University, but I don't know if we should say Miss Josho, do we say Gaylynn? But I know we need to say Gaylynn because we're graduates
Gaylynn.
now. We're alum.
Thank you.
So we are here with Gaylynn. This is alumni relations. Like, this is what it's all about when we come home. We come home directly to you. So thank you so much for joining us. We're just excited to have you here.
Very much so. We are super excited. I am excited to call you Gaylynn. I've earned that right now. I've earned that right. So Gaylynn, we're happy to have you.
Thank you for having me. It's a joy to be here with both of you.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you here.
You are such a staple of Clark Atlanta University. You are such a part of, I know, our lives since we started, since I came on campus in 91 and came out in 95, but came back home for homecomings. Like, you are always a staple. And so I want to know when did you start working at Clark Atlanta University?
I started working in Clark Atlanta University my 5th year as an alum.
Wow.
I had just returned to the city of Atlanta a year before after being in Nairobi, Kenya for 2 years. And I have been here for 34 years and 4 months.
Wow. Wow. That is amazing. I did not know that. Wow. Nairobi, Kenya. World traveler.
I enjoyed that opportunity.
That is amazing. So what made you stay here for so long? Well, you could have gone anywhere, but you've been here for over 30 years.
Being very transparent, trust and believe, I tried to leave here 3 times.
Okay.
Okay,
You're
so
gonna leave us?
Oh yes. Oh,
Wow.
Yes. The first time I was getting ready to leave was after I received my master's in counseling and human development, my 2nd degree from Clark Atlanta.
Okay.
And I really wanted to go forth and work with the community because mental health is just so important to me.
Right.
And something happened in my personal life, and so I had to come back and say, no, can I stay? And then another time, after working here in student affairs, before the opportunity to go back to alumni relations, I was also getting ready to depart. And then the opportunity came to work in alumni relations, so I stayed again.
Wow. It was meant to be.
Yes.
So let me ask you this question. Let's go back a little bit. So we know that you are an administrator here, but something else brought you here first before you even started working here. So when did you come to Clark College?
Okay. I started Clark College in 1976, and I like to say it like that.
1900.
Because it always makes everybody laugh, just like you all did. I'm originally from Kansas City, Missouri, and I grew up in the suburbs, and I wanted to go to an HBCU.
Okay.
And so my pastor's wife is an alum of Clark College. And so she said, but she was honest. She said, I didn't like Clark College. And her reason why she didn't like it, she was from Atlanta. So she wanted to go someplace else.
Right.
But again, growing up in Kansas City, her husband was dear friends to our chaplain, Paul Easley.
Yes.
And so it was just ordained for me to come to Clark College. And I wanted to go to an HBCU that was small, but yet was in a big city.
And so how'd you end up staying though? Like, how did the connection happen? Because I can understand, because I was a student that transitioned into actually being an administrator here for a while. So how did you?
Well, actually I was gone 5 years. And when I came back to Atlanta, my first job was actually with AT&T.
Oh.
Corporate world was not for me.
Right.
And then I even had a short stint at Morehouse School of Medicine when it was just developing. But I remember talking to my mother one day. She said, well, did you ever think about going back to your alma mater and looking for a job?
Oh, wow.
So again, I went back to the admissions office because I heard that Cliff Rawls needed a position. And then he said, you know what, I think you would like alumni relations better. So actually, I love the fact that I started as the project coordinator in the Office of Alumni Relations, and then moved up to the database coordinator. And then a few years later, I was tapped to come and work at Student Affairs. And actually, Student Affairs has helped me to this day be successful in alumni relations, because if I did not learn anything else, if you don't treat the students right,
Exactly.
they're not going to respond in alumni relations. So
Exactly.
even though I started and then I left and came back, this last stint that I'm in alumni relations, I really know how to embrace students. We know how to incorporate the pre-alumni trips and really make a love develop.
Right.
So yeah, that's been the plus.
And you do that.
So well.
We do all your emails and we read them.
I just tested you.
Shh, that was behind the scenes. That was behind the scenes. So speaking of the relationship that you try to foster with our students and then our alums and putting it all together, you have a very integral part in homecoming. This is homecoming season. So tell us about what does the Department of Alumni Relations, what do you all do as it relates to getting ready for homecoming, making it so seamless?
Well, actually, a lot of planning. And I think with any events, and both of you all know this, there's so much work behind the scenes. And actually, even when homecoming comes, people may think that's our plan A, that it actually might be plan
Q.
Yeah, for sure. Down the alphabet. But I think the most important thing is that you have to assess the previous homecoming and keep building on it. And then I also am a true believer that homecoming is family. Even though I understand we as alums are returning, but all of us can speak to it, and I can even speak to it back in my day up 10 years ago, that if you do not work with that event when you're a student, that's how the love also, if you have that opportunity, and when you do come back here to work, you can just continuously build on the traditions.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So I've been in the trenches with you at homecoming.
Uh-oh.
We're all there.
Trenches. What give us a favorite homecoming moment for you as a student back in 1970, and then as an administrator, as an alum?
I would say my favorite as a student, and I think about it all the time with where we are now, we like to bring in, and no offense, event people to build our floats. But as a student, I used to love to look out from Holmes Hall.
Wow.
And watch the Greeks in that, now that it looks like a small grassy area, back then it looked large. But they would actually build the floats. They would be up all night. And it gave a sense of completeness, because not only did you play a part of homecoming, you actually spent your time. And then one of my classmates that I'll never forget, he was pledging during that time, because pledgees were the ones who actually built the floats. He was so tired. And I know nobody can do anything to me now, but I remember we opened up our door and let him come in and take a nap. And I laughed because when he got up, as I also say which fraternity, no, I won't. But some of the paint was left on my sheet, because he just passed out. But just the joy of being a part of everything. Also, homecoming was shorter then. It was not Sunday to Sunday.
Really?
No, it was more concentrated on the weekend.
Okay.
And that, and if I can actually give two instead of just one, I think the other piece about homecoming back in the day, students played a more integral role. Because when I remember Monty Ross and Spike Lee and how they could convert the gym, and you would think like, it was not the gym,
Right.
but the productions that they put on, and look how their skills that they had a chance to execute during that time, look how they are now.
Wow.
So I'm going to say your best 90s moment now, because this is our thing. When you said the students converting, I feel like during our time,
You did.
we were a lot more hands-on. When we came in later in the 2000s, when, the administrators kind of took over and we started hiring people. So give me a good 90s.
When I think of the 90s, and I think of both of you all, you were integrally involved.
Yeah.
And you had such a love for the institution not only did you bring your skills, and you didn't have to be a mass communications major.
But
even true, just like myself, but even individuals who were in the sciences or business, that was a particular time when the campus became alive. And everybody poured out whatever they needed to make sure that it happened. They cared about the alumni community coming back. And if I were to have a favorite memory of the 90s, I can't, because it was just seamless back then. Yeah. It was beautiful back then.
It was.
And that whole era was just good.
It was. It was good times. It was, yeah, good times.
Talking about being in Thayer Hall, it was like 3 little rooms, and we're all just crowded in there and getting prepared for everything. And that's what everything was birthed out of that one little space.
It was.
And also, and I must give her, yes, her props. You also had a good advisor who worked well with you.
Yes.
And Michelle Rose, or Dr. Michelle Rose, as she is now, her love for the institution went through each of you all's veins.
Yeah.
It did.
And that's why you act the way that you do now.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we're now in the middle of a pandemic, so we've had a lot of changes. The students are going to school virtually, and we're all ready for homecoming. So all the alums are like, homecoming, but we know that it's not going to happen in traditional fashion. So I first of all applaud the school for everything they've done to transition and pivot, as we all say. So what are we doing to pivot for homecoming this year?
Well, one thing, we've changed the date, and we had to move it to later this month.
Okay.
And it's okay, because it's not the first time that we've changed the date for homecoming. But I would ask for everybody to understand and give grace. It's just not Clark Atlanta University who's had to make an adjustment for homecoming. So many institutions. Are there some that are still on the ground? Yes. But we know that, especially in the state of Georgia, we're in a hot seat. So why would we even expect to bring people back? And then, let's be honest, a lot of people in my age group, maybe also in your age group, they weren't coming anyway.
Yeah.
I was going to be there.
So how could we even do anything on the ground?
Kim was coming.
I was coming.
In a
mask and gloves. You would.
Yes.
So one thing that I would ask, and I know that all of us can appreciate my next statement, all of the funds that we would have spent
Yes.
coming to homecoming,
Give back.
give it to our alma mater.
Yes.
Because even though we're blessed right now that we made our numbers with our students, we still have to have scholarship dollars when they come back on the ground, or even just preparing for next semester.
So why don't we challenge everybody to take the money that they were going to use on that hotel night, one hotel stay, one club night, not the free before 11, that you actually paid to get in.
2 drinks.
Your VIP area.
And
send it to Clark Atlanta University so that we can actually raise money and show that even though we can't have homecoming, our funds can come home.
Exactly, because we have set a goal for alumni giving, and I'm talking about the individual giving, for $1 million by June 30th of 2021.
We can do
we got
Why
this.
can't homecoming kick it off?
Let's kick it off.
I like it.
We're kicking it off. We're going to officially kick it off.
Yes.
Gaylynn.
Yes. Thank you, Gaylynn.
Always good to come home and see you.
It's always a joy. Come home anytime, whether you live in the city or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Remember, the sign in front of the alumni house says just come
home. That's
and
right.
one more plug. It's time to build a new building.
Yes. We're on that.
Mm-hmm. We got that.
All right.
Kim, it was an honor sitting down with Gaylynn. And by the way, we do have permission, everyone, to say that.
We have permission.
Because we've graduated and she said we could.
We could.
But it was an honor because she's a staple to this university for so many years.
And I just have one thing to say about her. Are you okay? Is it okay if I say it?
I'm nervous, but sure.
Okay. Gaylynn has the most smoothest skin. It's like
agree.
milk. It's like milk.
It's milky.
Creamy.
Like
just
cookie.
like you want a little cookie just to put it with the
milk.
But seriously, y'all, it has been an awesome opportunity to sit down with some illustrious alumni of Clark Atlanta University. We've been having so much fun during this series.
And I've had a ball with my co-host, and we are super excited about our new show, Our CAU Experience. So make sure that you guys tune in because we have a lot to show you. The best is yet to come.
Stay tuned.
So Kim, when you walked on campus as a freshman, what was the first thing someone asked you?
Where are you from?
I said Memphis. What did you say?
Cleveland.
So Memphis raised me, but CAU made me.
And Cleveland raised me, but CAU made me.
You can actually rep your city and your school all at the same time on one shirt.
Order your shirts today by clicking on the link below.
We got them for men too.
Men do.
Yeah.
We got you.
Glitter or no glitter. Get your shirt.